Welcome back. Carlos Cedillo here. You'll notice my throat is a little raspy today. The enemy has already been fighting me with a cold and fever, but he can't stop me. Here we go. This will be the final part of this series of writings, and though there is much more I could include from the Myra and Joe story, I will instead direct my audience to the full story found in the book Myra and Joe, which is a publication on Amazon. However, before I end the series, I would like to include something very mysterious about these parallel stories, the one happening on planet Earth, Zearth, and the other on planet Earth. Okay, let me repeat that. The one happening on planet Zearth, that's with a Z, and the other on planet Earth with an E. Okay, so note, keep in mind that the Zearth narrative follows the Jewish Hebrew calendar, so that Manel's birth date, which was on December the 25th, 2014, would translate to the 3rd of Tebet, 5775. Also, the setting takes place in Empire America, the twin image of the U.S., and its traditions and religions outside of the Jewish religion reflects the Roman Empire of the first century. Okay, here's the title. Strange entanglement of dates surrounding the crucifixion. Okay, this is not the book. This is just me talking now. In the book, Myra and Joe, there is a strange entanglement of dates surrounding the crucifixion or execution of Manel. On planet Zearth, John says that Jesus was crucified on the day of preparation, which was Friday, Nisan 14, and that the day after his death was a high Sabbath. The Jews were not allowed to do any work on the Sabbath, including crucifixions, and it would have desecrated their holy day if they left the body on the cross. So Jesus' crucifixion had to take place the day before the high Sabbath. Now, for the Myra and Joe book, something similar had to happen at Manel's death experience. His execution would have had to occur the day before the first day of Passover or High Sabbath, and amazingly enough, it did. In the narrative, Manel is executed and his body taken down on April the 10th of 2047. And the Jehudim High Sabbath happened the next day, April 11th of 2047, and that incredible timing would not have occurred if it had been 1 year earlier or 1 year later, as the high Sabbaths occurred at times that would have thrown off the concise dating. Note, here's a little note. Manel was born on December 25th, 2014. He lived 33 years, so that would put his execution or crucifixion in the year 2047. Here's another note. The regular Sabbath happened weekly, but the high Sabbath was a special Sabbath that happened only occasionally, usually to celebrate a major holiday like the Passover. Here's a little title. Dropping a penny into a bucket from 700 miles high. Now, what are the odds of arriving at such exact dates for Manel's crucifixion to occur the day before the high Sabbath in the year 2047? Mind you, all these factors had to align perfectly with Manel's birthday date and his 33 years of life on Zearth. And when I started writing this book, I didn't know anything about the Jewish Passover days or high Sabbaths or any of their traditions. This was the first book I'd ever written. So, how did I arrive at that crucial date? Well, I began writing this book in 2014, and the inspiration came to me. Manel should be born next Christmas, December the 25th of 2014. So I would consider such divine precision as to dropping a penny into a bucket from a plane flying at an altitude of 700 miles high. Here's another little subtitle: The Star of Bethlehem Reloaded. Some astronomers, and Rick Larson, who contributed much research to this phenomenon, see the Star of Bethlehem as being the planet Jupiter. This planet appeared very brightly in the mid-eastern sky, and on December 25th of 2 BC, it stopped its forward motion and became still when it was directly over the city of Bethlehem. Jupiter was also in close conjunction with the planet Venus. So, is it possible for a planet to stop in its orbit for a short time? Yes, it's the retrograde motion of Jupiter that made it appear to stop over Bethlehem. Refers to a phenomenon where Jupiter, as viewed from Earth, seemed to temporarily change direction in the sky, moving westward instead of eastward, creating the illusion of it pausing or hovering in place. This is a quote from Rick Larson. This astrological wonder would have occurred when the three wise men came to offer gifts to the child Jesus, which at that time he would have already been around 2 years of age. And if December the 25th was Jesus' second birthday, then all these movements of the planets and arrival of the wise men demonstrated these events concurred with uncanny precision. So it was not that the special star over Bethlehem appeared to indicate the birth of Jesus, but rather to proclaim his greatness and to guide the wise men to his location so they could present him with gifts. Okay, now comes the most difficult, if not impossible, probability of all this astrological phenomenon and birthdays. And that is, how can we possibly align Manel's birthday and position of the planets and the appearance of the three wise men who came to give him gifts into the Myra and Joe story? All right. Manel's birthday happens every year, so we have that. And there are 3 billionaires, in parentheses, wise men, who saw the star and came to present him with gifts. But what about the Star of Bethlehem? There is no way this rare astrological event would come now and fit perfectly into the Myra and Joe narrative. God help me to have more faith. After much research, I found this article in the Steemit blog. Today in history, 20th of August, the Star of Bethlehem appeared in 2 AD, and we can see it again on 27th of August of 2016. It's the year 2016. A full conjunction of these planets, Jupiter and Venus, is expected to happen this year, 2016, in 7 days from now, 27th of August. This conjunction will not be a Heliacal rising as in 2 AD, but will appear before these two planets will pass through the sun. On the 27th of August, the Star of Bethlehem will now be visible in the morning as the wise man saw it in the east, but the evening just after sunset in the west. Happy stargazing. So, in parentheses, all credits, Christina blog. So notice how in this article, the Star of Bethlehem appears in the skies again in 2016. That's precisely the year when Manel would have been 2 years of age. If he was born in 2014, which he was, and the year when the wise men came to visit him. Okay, now that I've got you all curious and up in the air with this ending, I'll stop, hoping I will have stirred your curiosity enough so that you may seek more answers within the pages of this enigmatic book. Contact information, email carlos.ccedillo@gmail.com, YouTube channel at binfighter2443. Okay, hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. It's just a few days away.